drawing perfect circles can be a challenge, even for the freehander. And you may even try using a protractor. But even with a protractor, it's still not as perfect as it needs to be. So I'm going to show you how to make perfect circles, not using a protractor and not doing it freehand. Very simple, very easy. All that's coming up next on Crafting with Nyler. To make my circle, I just took a couple of pieces of paper. I have this paper on the roll. You can use wrapping paper, newspaper, anything that you have that's wide. So I taped two pieces together. Now, if you want to see about how wide to make your circle, what I did is I just folded it in half. You could take your paper in half and then fold it again in quarters like this. And you've probably seen me do this when I do the circle skirt. You could take a ruler and put your ruler at the very tip of the corner, and you can measure 12, which is 12 inches here, and then you have to come back and measure 2 more. You could do that, and you could follow this same technique all the way around. You could do it from here, here, and then over. If you're steady enough, and in this case my ruler is 11 and a half, is where the little hole mark is. You could just take this and just roll it back and forth. Of course, it's not very straight. So you could do that. By folding this in half and folding it into 4s, it gives us an opportunity to find out where the center dot is. You could use a compass where you would insert a pencil into your compass and making sure your pencil is the same length as your little pointer here. And you can open it out. Now the compass has little marks on here to find out how wide or how narrow you want it. But now remember, I'm doing a 14 and a half. So if you were to take a mark from the center and measure 7 1/4 inches out, that would be my circumference all the way around. So what you could do is you could go ahead and measure 7 1/2 inches, and you can put a mark right there, and that would tell you how wide to do your circumference or to do your diameter. Then if you wanted to fold this back in half, and this is one of the things I suggest when you're working with a large circle, is I like to fold it in half and then measure all 4 parts of the circle together. So here I'm going to take the tip of my compass and I'm going to put it in the very center. And then when you got it in the center, as you can see, my compass doesn't come out to my 7-inch mark. Bummer. So that lets us know we got to go to plan B. Plan B, if your compass is not wide enough to make the circle that you want, you don't want to buy one of those expensive cutters, get a piece of cardstock paper, poke a hole in it. Okay. Now I'm going to take my pencil and I'm going to put my pencil in the spot where the 7 1/2 inch is, right there. And that tells me about where the center should be. And the center should be right there. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a little mark right there to let me know that that's my center mark. I'm going to cut just a little bit past the mark that I put for my center point. Now, if you want to, I'm going to use the protractor because it's got a point on it. But if you don't have the protractor, use a simple straight pen. And if you don't have a straight pen, you can use a simple push pen. And now I'm going to put my push pen in and I'm going to put it right in the center. And now that you've got that there, you're going to take your pencil, put it in the hole, and then that's where you're going to put your push pen right in the center and just kind of push it down. And simply hold the push pen and turn the paper. And you go back around the other way. And there you have a perfect large circle. Now, if this is not big enough, you simply make your cardstock paper larger. Now, if you want to keep up with your cardstock paper for making circles larger in the future, this is something you can do. Now, what I like to do is take my pencil and put a little pencil mark right there. And then take your ruler. From that pencil mark, I'm going to mark 1 inch, 2 inch, 3, and 9. And then I'm going to do the little small marks for the 1/2 inch. It's like you're turning your cardstock paper into a little ruler. And what this is going to do, it's going to allow you to make your circles as large as you need them. Now, once you've done the markings, I'm going to write 1, 8, 2, and 9. So now you have a ruler that's marked for making circles. So here again, take your push pin, and I'm going to go ahead and poke a hole in there and let it come out. Put it in the center mark right there. And I'm going to press it down just a little bit because I'm using the board underneath, the cutting board. See, when you use the cutting board, see how easily it just rides around, just kind of like a clock hand. You're going to take your hole punch. Now you want your hole punch, you want the end of the circle to fall right there at that mark. So you can see when I put it under the hole punch, I'm going to go this way. I can see that I'm punching right there. So when you punch, you want the hole to be right there at the bottom of the mark that you want, because that's where your pen or your pencil is going to rest. I only did the 1 inch markings. You can go back and do the 1/2 inch if you want. So maybe you want to come on this side and do the 1/2 inch marking. So now all of our markings are done. The top mark is for the 1 inch mark. The bottom marks are for the 1/2 inch. So I'm going to take my pencil. You can hold your stick pen down to make sure it doesn't come up. But if you get it down there in there good, this is the result you'll get. So we're going to do a 2 inch, which would be a 4 inch diameter circle. And you just carefully go around in the circle just like so. Okay, 3 inch circle, 4 inch circle, 5 inch circle. That's one way how you can make easy circles. And then when you go to cut your circle out, now you can fold it in half and then fold it in 4s. And now you can cut your pattern out knowing that you got a perfect circle. If you want your circle guide to be a little more sturdier than the cardstock, this is one that I had done. And what I did on this one is I made the cardstock 4 layers thick, which it makes it hard to punch a hole in it. But I suggest you punch hole in 2 at a time on each side, and that way you can go through all of it. But anyway, this makes it nice and sturdy, and it still gives you an opportunity to put your pencil in and make your marks wherever you need to. Another way to make a circle, draw a circle if you don't have a compass, is by using a plain old simple paper clip. Now here again, you're going to use a pencil. I'm going to put the pencil in the middle just to kind of anchor it down, put my finger on the top like that. And I'm going to use my pen here, and you just simply swirl it around. And there is a simple circle using a paper clip. Now, if you were to take the paper clip and open the ends out, and now it looks like this, it makes an even larger circle. We'll put our pencil back in there and do the same thing. So now we have an even larger circle, and that's using those two. Then you can take this one and open it out even more, and I took a needle nose plier and just curl the end down on both sides, and there again put the pencil in, put your pen on the other side, and then you just draw it around. Simple as that. Now that's 3 different ways to use a paper clip to make a circle. And by using this my small paper clip measurement gave my center circle a 2 1/4. My middle circle, when I opened it out to that one, that gave it 4 1/8 inch diameter circle. And then when I used the longer one, this one gave us a 6 inch circle. Now, it'll also work with a large paper clip. Same concept. Put your pencil down. Draw your circle. And open it out. Pencil down. Now you can draw a larger circle. And then opening it out all the way. And here again, my paper is not wide enough for me to draw this all the way out, but I'll just give you an idea of what I'm talking about. So now you can see just how large your circle can be. Now with this one, the center circle was a 3.5 inch diameter. The middle circle, when you opened it out to this one, was a 6 3/8. And then when I did this longer one by turning in the ends, I got a 10 5/8 inch. Now that's the diameter of the circle from one end to the other. So these tips are kind of neat. So if you can't find a protractor, use what you have at home to make simple circles out of everyday items. So I hope this tip has been helpful, and I hope you try it. Happy sewing!